We got into a car accident. It was bad, it sucked. It was scary too. Hi, my name is JORI. I'm here to share my father's journey of Glioblastoma Multiforme, aka GBM, which is a brain tumor. When I found out, I was barely starting my career as a DJ chef and a music producer, which I was curating everything I learned and putting it on social media. I found out through my cousin about my father. It was back in the ending of October and starting November. So when my cousin called me on my phone and told me about his situation, I called my father right away to see what's going on. When I called him, he was on the phone. He was just like mumbling things, like it sounded like he was bedridden. So I was scared. I was like freaking out. Went to go see him right away. I live all the way here in Los Angeles County and he lives over there in Riverside County, which is like about 2 hours away. But even more because he lives like farther down. When I saw him, he was actually standing, but he was like total paralyzed, like his whole right arm, right leg. He was just like dragging it like this while walking. And I was surprised. I was like, the way he sounded on the phone, like he just having a hard time talking. Like
my daddy.
Good.
It's okay, Dad.
When I saw him, he was able to talk some words, but other words he would just like stay quiet and just like wouldn't be able to say anything. He would just kept saying And you know, my dad's a jokester, so I thought he was just joking, but it was just completely different than I've seen him before. He only told my aunt, and my aunt told my cousin, and that's how like it came up to me. I'm the youngest of 5 of my half-sisters. When I took him to his doctor's appointment, on that same day, the doctor told me it's either he's gonna be in hospice or he has to do surgery. So obviously I picked surgery. I found out he had a doctor's appointment the next following week. I went to go take him, and on that same day, I found out he was supposed to be admitted. His primary doctor told me he was supposed to have an appointment over there at the neurosurgeon. I just wanted to do everything all in one day because the commute and plus the way he was telling me these things, it seemed so serious, which it was really such a big thing because this cancer is just so fast and you know. So when I took him to the neurosurgeon, luckily they squeezed us in because he didn't even have an appointment that day. He had a previous appointment that passed a couple days before, which I didn't even know. That neurosurgeon said he should be in the ER as soon as possible to have surgery. And so that's what we did. I admitted him to the hospital that same day. So we went from his primary doctor driving all the way down to his neurosurgeon and then down to the emergency room. So when I took him to the hospital, he was walking. He was like doing some physical therapy. He was walking on the walker, so happy, so joyous, you know, like that's why I believe in him so much. Just having the time of his life, just making everybody smile, just laughing and just, you know, you could see he's being strong. There's a lot of things I was learning through the hospital. They put a garter belt just so he can walk steadily, just in case if it falls, you could just grab him right away. He was taking step by step. That was really good. They gave him these socks that are non-slip, so when you're walking, it'll just grip the floor. They even had him like walking with the IV, just strolling around. It's like hooked onto him. He walked about for like 5 to 10 minutes and he was exhausted. He was trying so hard. But when he was laying down, the physical therapist was like, open your hand, your right hand. He's like trying to think like slowly back and forth. The physical therapist was trying to see if he could touch each of his fingertips and see where he's at right now. It was hard to watch, but good to see that he's trying. Ever since, like, I've been trying to push everything, trying to make him my priority. I paused my career and everything to focus on him, like full on 24/7, and trying to figure out how can I help my father. All we could do is support and help him through the fullest. And also moving his feet back and forth. It's all on the right side, which the brain tumor is making his body paralyzed on. They gave him this spirometer so he can exercise his lungs so he doesn't get pneumonia. At this time, he was able to eat solid foods, and he was just chewing and eating, just enjoying. The neurosurgeon is checking if he can see from one of his eyes and see if it still works, and also follow how many fingers he's holding up and if he can follow directions.
Here, how about now? He's got a vision issue. His teeth, let me see your teeth. Okay, can you hold your arms up? Can you squeeze? Push, push. Okay.
Ganyan. Kasi ito naman. So, alternating po. Okay? So, try. Ito naman. There. Bend it. Bend it po. So, kahit matagal, slow, it's okay as long as you're doing it. So, bend it. See it. Yan. So take it. So mga 3 to 5 repetitions kasi don't tire yourself out naman. Yan. So switch. Yan. Kung nakakalimutan nyo to, huwag nyo kalimutan. Yan. Tapos baba, tapos yung kabila naman. Yan. Baba, tapos ito naman. So alternating.
Notice in the hospitals, to be updated, you had to keep asking questions and trying to figure out what's the next procedure, what's happening next. You know, they have so many patients in there that you just need to be up to date. You need to figure out what's going on. Is there a restriction that, because tomorrow is a surgery?
Yeah.
And I was wondering, is he not supposed to eat after 12?
So, yeah, it'll be NPO after 12. Is that what your nose said?
I don't know, I'm just asking. I didn't get anything.
Yeah, I'll go ask and see.
Okay.
Or if she comes here before I come, just ask her when's your NPO. It's usually before, after the night.
NPO.
Surgery.
What does NPO stand for?
No, nothing. He can't have no.
Okay.
You literally can't.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you know what was crazy though? He was about to have surgery, right? And then the surgeon was asking me if he took any blood thinners. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm not sure, let me ask him. So I asked my dad, Dad, did you take any blood thinners, like aspirin or something like that? And he said yes. And I was like, when? And then it was the first day when I found out about him and I went to go visit him. That was the last time he took it, which was just a couple days ago, you know? He was like taking it every day. So obviously you cannot have surgery if he took any blood thinners, or else you're just gonna bleed out. Or else you're just gonna bleed out and die. Like, so it was just crazy because we were talking to the doctor like, we're already down here. He's about to have surgery in about an hour. Here you guys are prepping him and you're barely finding out that he took blood thinners. Shouldn't that be one of the first questions to ask before heading to the surgery room? If I didn't ask Dad and he doesn't know, then he would have like bled out and have like some blood transfusion. It was just crazy. So we had to postpone his surgery date after a couple more days. But during that time, he was scared. So I was just trying to make him happy. Just make him realize that it's okay, that he's gonna wake up and he's gonna be okay and fine.
You got eyes that's working.
Smile. You're gonna wake up. So you're gonna go cook in the kitchen.
Oh.
You're a chef. The surgery that he was gonna take is just a biopsy surgery. They were just gonna take out the piece of the tumor and take it to the lab for some testing to see exactly what he had. At that time, we weren't sure if he really had GBM. And during that biopsy surgery, they took out some of the tumor out. And this is the aftermath. He was doing so well. He was like laughing and having fun. For a whole 2 weeks, he was able to walk. He would go grocery shopping with his walker just in case if he ever falls, you know? And then after that, I noticed he started to tumble, like he'll fall down. And I'm like, whoa, you cannot walk anymore. So I'm like, it's okay. We have this rolling wheelchair walker, and I took him to the grocery store, and he was happy. He was so joyous. I would be taking him to his doctor's appointment just so he can get better. And then I started noticing his right arm was getting puffy. And I'm like, that's so weird. I feel like I need to take you to the emergency room again, try to figure out what it is. They did an ultrasound, and so what it was actually DVT. It's a blood clot in his arm. So they prescribed him blood thinners, and this one is shots. It was my first time giving him shots, and I'm a pro at it now. It was like every day, twice a day actually. I was trying to give him all the full treatment care that he needs so he can just be well. It was hard at first, but once you get used to it, you just gotta keep going. I finally found a hospital that can be able to take care of him. I took him to his appointment, and he was just in real bad shape. All the doctors can do is just give us another appointment to come in for his MRI and everything. On that day, it was just registration. On the way back, he was in the passenger seat. I was driving on the freeway, and he was throwing up, and I was freaking out because I was driving, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need a plastic bag. So I'm there, I'm looking at him, I'm like, are you okay? I'm going like 65 miles per hour, and I'm like, I need to pull over. And when he was throwing up, I could see him. He rolled his eyes back and then just went like this. And I was like, oh my gosh, Dad! I thought he died right there in front of me. And I was like trying to wake him up. I was trying to see like if he was breathing or anything. He was unresponsive. So I didn't know what to do. I was just freaking out because like it was just so traumatizing. At that perfect timing, my mom called me and she's like, oh, is everything okay? And I was like, no, Dad is not responding to me, and I didn't know what to do. So she's like, pull over, call 911, get the ambulance, and get him to the hospital. And I was like, I'm so close though to this other hospital right here because I could see it from the freeway. Instead, I just exited and we went to the emergency room right away. And at that time, man, like, he's just laying there, but luckily he was breathing. What they told me, he had aspiration pneumonia, which is when he throws up, some particles go inside his lungs and ends up being aspirated pneumonia. They did an MRI. They figured that he needed to have another brain surgery, and all those marks on his head, it's for him to get ready to get into surgery. After 2 days, 2 long days, I found out he was waking up, and I was so happy about that. He woke up with a ventilator. At that moment, he was like freaking out. I was trying to keep him calm and relax and let him know where he is, what day it is, to give him a peace of mind that he is okay where he is at. Dad, open his eyes, look. Hi, Dad. Hi. Right here, look. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you. You had to relax because you have the ventilator. At that time, I know when he's awake, when he's like moving around his eyes, and when he's actually really sleeping. Man, we were there at the hospital. Those were the longest days of my life. I was just trying to care for him, trying to be there for him, trying to make sure he's okay. It was just crazy. Eyes. Beautiful eyes. Open, open. Oh. You spilled on him. He's just staring there. Like it's normal.
Woo! My dad's home! Oh, okay. He's like, ooh, roller coaster.
Yay, Pops is home and enjoying his chocolate milk. Oh my goodness. I'm glad you're home, but I got you. Ooh, look at my daddy. Yes. Got you all groomed up. Then on this day, he had aspiration pneumonia again. And on the ventilator again. He just made me so worried. Him going through this, how many times? I feel so bad for him. Guess who's awake? My daddy! I need to be strong for him because you can see how strong he is. He made it through, and if he can go through, I can go through, we could all go through. I took my dad to the radiation. He did no chemo whatsoever because after all that aspiration pneumonia, like, come on, chemo will make you throw up. And him throwing up already, and every time he's gonna go on the ventilation, I'm not down for that. Even the doctor said, no, you can't do chemo. I don't feel it's safe for him. And I agree. This is my dad's story, and caring for him and treating through his journey, trying to give him the best quality of life. The other time he wasn't feeling too well, so I admitted him to the hospital. Dad's going home, woo! After he got out of the hospital, I surprised him for his birthday. All the relatives come through. It was pretty emotional.
Just for celebrating you.
I'm happy to see your eyes open every day. There's times that like you're like there, and I don't know. See, like right now, like I love you so much, man. Look.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
Happy birthday, Dad.
Where's Lady?
Blow the candle.
Blow.
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 Go on.
He was surprised. He loved the cake. If you ever wondered how do I get him up and down the stairs, I bought him this wheelchair. When I was helping him go down and up the stairs, it was so hard for him. I just wanted to make it easier for him. Just let him be relaxed. So after that birthday event, as you can see, this is how we used the wheelchair to get him up and down the stairs. taking him to his radiation every single day. And throughout those days, on the way there, we got into a car accident. It was bad. It sucked. It was scary too because I had him in the car. It was just ridiculous what we had to go through. After what we went through, he is a champion. Good job, Dad. You finished it. Woohoo! Strong, right? Here at the doctor's appointment, got my dad a new hat. What's up? His journey was so fast. Every step of the way, I was there for him ever since I found out. We're shaving his head. What's up? I've been trying to figure out any kind of treatment, what I can do for him so he can improve his life. It's been very hard, and all I can say, enjoy every single moment you have with your loved one, as I do with mine.
This is his favorite. It's easy because it melts in his mouth. He's able to swallow it. He won't choke. You should see his reaction. Every time I give this to him, he gets so happy. Look, Dad. Chips. As you can see his eyes, it goes up. I just give him like a bunch in his hand, and he just eats it.
Also, I found out about this therapy device you could put on his head. I have a video on my Instagram if you want to watch it. I'll just put the website description down below or have it right here. What would help a lot is for you guys to subscribe into my channel so I can start up my career while taking care of my dad. And if you guys want another video of how I take care of my dad every single day, just let me know and I'll make a video. And thank you for watching. Dad making you ice cream. I make ice cream. Green beans. Now eggplant.